Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa and I am the creator, the crafter, the hobbyist, whatever you want to call me. I'm her, behind Missouri Makes. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome. If you're returning, welcome. I have a little bit to show you. I have more dyed yarn than I do finished stuff. I've been working on some stuff and marking things off of my checklist or the bingo sheet. But, yeah. So there will be a finished object, a few whips, some new yarn, or like Amy Beth from Fat Squirrel Speaks likes to call it, shameless self-promotion. Some yarn that's in the shop, some yarn that is not in yet, but I'm giving you a sneak peek. I think that's it. I'm trying to get some videos built up, some content done, because next week I am going to be working, babysitting kids, because school will be out. It'll be summer break, and I am helping some family on my husband's side because he's got some nephews that need to be watched, and so I'm going to be doing that Monday through Thursday. And I usually try to. I know it doesn't happen every time, but it's not always my fault. We'll blame YouTube. Because I try to put a video out every Tuesday and Friday. That's the way I usually try to do it. But if I don't get it in at a certain time, YouTube takes forever to upload a video. And so if I start uploading a video on Saturday for Tuesday, it may not completely upload until late Monday night, and then I'm working on it, and then we've got the days where I start on Wednesday uploading a video to YouTube for Friday, and it comes on Thursday. I have my days where it'll upload quickly, and then I have my days where it just takes forever. And I don't know if that is the Wi-Fi that I'm using, or if that is YouTube. I don't know. I don't understand it. But I'm trying to get a week's worth ahead. Right now I am doing, today is Friday, May 14th, and this video won't go out until next Friday. Right now, today's the 14th, I've already got a video out for today, which I did last week. I'm trying to go a week ahead so that I can take, and next Friday, whenever that's my only day off, I can do content and videos and stuff for the next week. Because I don't usually do things on the weekends and stuff like that, and I don't do it at night. During the day, like right now is about noon, this is about the best lighting I'm going to get. And so I will work on it now. And until summer's over, I'll be working on Fridays trying to get content built up so that I can do next week's. And so that's what will be going on. And so if I have videos coming in a little bit late, you know why. Because it's either YouTube or I'm just a little behind. But let's go ahead and get into... let's do my finished object, because I only have one of those right now. But this is my finished object. Now, on the May bingo sheet, it says to make a market tote, or a beach bag, I believe. And I went and looked for a market bag. And the market bag that I used, I didn't go exactly to the pattern. The handle on this is different. I'll show you a picture here in just a minute. But I did do the same stitch count for the bottom. The only thing different on the bottom that I did was because you do a half double crochet round, and instead of going in the back loop Oh, I got a hair there. Okay, instead of going in the back loop, I went into the third loop, which gave it a nicer ridge. I don't know. I like it. But other than that, I did the same amount of rows that it calls for. I used, let me see what the hook size calls for. It's done only in one color. I did two because I'm working up scraps and stuff off my shelf so that I can put new stuff in. But, let's see. Okay, it calls for a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, which is an I. And I think I used the same crochet hook it calls for. It calls for worsted weight cotton yarn. That's what it calls for. And I use just regular acrylic because I don't, it's not flea markets, the farmers markets and stuff like that up here, they don't really have much. And I figure it's because of COVID and all of the pandemic stuff. They don't have a big ordeal about it. I don't know how it was before because I've only been up here since December. But we went to one a couple weeks ago. That's where we got our kitten because they were giving away, a lady had a litter of kittens that she was getting rid of, and that's where we got Fern. But it was just a couple tables set up. There wasn't really anything there. And so I don't know if that's because of the pandemic or if it's because they just don't do that kind of stuff. I have no idea. But this is the bag, there we go, that I followed the pattern from. I did the handle differently because they wanted me to do, what did it call for? They wanted me to make two 40-inch handles to sew, and I just don't have the patience for one 40-inch strap, much less two. And so I went and did it differently. All I did was I took and tried to guesstimate where the center was and did a chain across, and then instead of putting, I want to say I did single crochets. Oh, I did single crochets around the chain instead of in the chain. And so I kind of evened it out. But I don't see me going to any farmers markets or anything like that anytime soon. So I figure this will either get put into the donation pile or it'll get used as a project bag. One of the two. I haven't decided yet. But this pattern, I didn't tell you where it was from. It is Two Brothers Blankets. Designed by Michelle Ferguson. But I don't know if this is a free pattern. I can't remember if I got this in a crochet along where they were giving the free pattern away for a day. I don't know what it was that they were doing. But I will be sure to link this in show notes. I did get it off of Ravelry. And I use my, what's that app called? Knit Companion. I use the Knit Companion app for my patterns on Ravelry, or I try to, because it keeps all my progress and stuff logged in, so I don't have to go back and wonder what row I'm on, and I don't have to write anything down. I do print some of my patterns off, but for now I'm just doing the Knit Companion. And I didn't tell you, but all of the show notes, everything that I talk about, I usually put in the Ravelry group on my account. Yeah. I have a Ravelry group, and I put show notes there, and you can find anything we talk about in there. If you can't access rivalry, then you let me know in the comments and I will start putting them in the description box. But for me, it's just easier so that I can have everything in one place and it links and does all that stuff. So that's what I do there. You can also find me on Instagram as Missouri_makes, and I post different stuff. I post kitty cat pictures, I post yarn and projects and just a little bit of everything. You can find me there. And let's see, my whips. I have 2 that I've been working on. I have several whips, but I've only been working on 2. One of them, which I showed you last week, which was my husband's sock. Can you tell it's a sock yet? This is the cuff, and it's cuffed down. It's the Rye Light by Tin Can Knits. I showed you last week, and I'll be sure to put the links and stuff down in show notes. But last time I showed you, I only had that piece right there done. And I finished the heel, and I believe it's called a gusset. I hear them talk about heel flaps and gussets and all that, but I finished all that, and now I'm just working in pattern until I get to a certain length, and then I will start decreases for the toe, and then that sock will be done. Hopefully I can get that done this coming week whenever I'm sitting over at Robert's house, because I'll just be sitting there and there won't be much to do besides watch the kids, and they're older. There's a 12-year-old, I believe, a 7 and a 5-year-old, and so the 2 older ones usually play video games and stuff. The younger one might be around me more, but I don't see me having much to do besides maybe take them outside to play or something. But hopefully I'll be able to finish that. And the yarn I'm using is Wool-Like by Loops and Threads, which is a Michaels brand. I've had this for a long time, so I don't know if this is still in store. I don't have a Michaels near me. I have to drive a ways to find one. So I don't know if they still got this or not. I haven't been to a Michaels in a while. And my next work in progress is Jaden's blanket. The last time I showed this on the podcast, I had 1 row of this red done, and now I'd say 15 rows in, because the big stripes are 8 and the little stripes are either 3 rows or 2. I'm alternating. Like this stripe here is 2 rows, this stripe here is 3, and then I'll do 2 again, and I'm going back and forth. And I've got 2 shades of red and a gray and a black that I'm using, and it's a mixture of Mainstay from the Walmart brand and Red Heart. And I'm using a 6.5 millimeter size K crochet hook, which is what I used for all of the blankets. And this is the last blanket, and all I'm doing for it, I don't know, I took and started doing double crochet and then half double crochet back and forth, and I was spending more time looking to see if I was doing the right stitch than I was crocheting, and I think that's why it took me so long to pick it back up, because it was taking too long to work the stitches. And so I switched it to just doing half double crochets, and I'm focusing on the pattern instead of, well, I'm focusing on the color pattern instead of the stitch pattern. And so that is what I have so far. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. I've been debating on if I should add swatches in my pictures for my yarn listings. I don't know. I don't know what people look for when they buy hand-dyed yarn. And because I've bought some, but I haven't bought a whole bunch of it because, I mean, it gets expensive. It can get expensive sometimes, and so I haven't bought a whole bunch of it. And then after realizing that I can dye it myself, I like dyeing it. It makes me happy to dye it. But I have went ahead and made a swatch. And you'll have to excuse my hands because I've been dyeing yarn and they look rough. I didn't wear gloves, so. But there's that. This is street art. This is one of the yarns that has been added into my shop, and it is one of my new bases. This base is 100% fine superwash merino wool, and it's super soft. It's a DK weight. I was gonna say sport, but it's DK, and it's super soft, and I really like it. I made a hat out of my rainbow one, and it's super soft and squishy. You could definitely make garments that actually touch the skin. You don't have to have a layer underneath it. It's really nice. And I have a few skeins of it, and if they get bought out, I'll make some more to put in. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a creamy white base, and it's got like a turquoise, a yellow gold, green, pops of purple, and where the pink, well, pops of pink, and where the blue and the pink have blended together, we've got purples. So, and I've got a few of those in the shop. And what's new, well, here's two. I put these in the shop as well. This is Tidal Wave. I said last week that I was going to work it up, but I went ahead and put it in the shop because they are really pretty. This is a fingering weight, 80 wool, 20 Angora, and this one's called Tidal Wave. These are 50-gram hanks, and I've got a couple of these in the shop. This has got like a green-blue kind of tonal, and then it's got yellow and dark blue, or gold, like a golden yellow, dark blue, and stuff like that in there. And I think there's pops of pink. Yeah, right there. Pops of pink in them. So, those are in the shop. Oh, dropping. And what's new, I've got a few new ones. Okay, so these are Phoenix, and this is going to be available on more than one base. These two, this one is my Stark base, which is 100% non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool. And then this one, and you can tell the difference in how the dye takes up. This one is on my superwash base. Let's go ahead and open it up. This one is a DK weight. See, oh, I'm dropping stuff. Put it over here. Okay, so you see how we've got the yellow and it blends into red. And then as you get further down, it's orange. And this one was actually an accident. I had made up a batch of orange thinking that I was going to do a different technique. And whenever I poured the orange on it, it was way too bright for what I was looking for. So I went ahead and made this instead and worked on the other one a little bit. And I think I've got what I was looking for. But we've got like gold, and you can tell there's orange where the red and gold meets, and then there's like a fire engine red and a bolder orange over here. And this is 100% superwash merino wool. This is DK. And then I have it available on my Stark base, which is 100% non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool, and it is a sport weight. And let's see. These will be available most likely, I'm going to say around the time this video will go out, but I'm not going to make any promises because stuff happens, you know. Okay, so this one is called Rainbow Sherbet. This is on my Stark base. It's a sport weight, non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool. And then I also have it on this base here. This is a fingering weight. This is 80 wool, 20 Angora. I don't know if I said it was a fingering weight or not, but it is. You can see how the dye takes it up differently. And I've got a few of each. This is just my sample. If it goes well, I'll dye more. Oh, I don't know if I said, but the street art and the Tidal Wave, as of right now, they are in the shop. I don't know if they will be by the time this video goes out, but they are right now. And so that is, what did I call it? Rainbow Sherbet. And then I think I showed you this before. I don't really have a name for it right now. But I dyed it on my Stark base, the sport weight, non-superwash Peruvian Highland wool. And I was thinking about making a hat with it, but I wanted a contrasting color to go with it for the brim, and then maybe a pom-pom or something. I don't know yet. But I went ahead and dyed up some yarn today to go with this, and I used this color here, this rich gold color. I decided to use that color, and I'm going to make a hat with it, and we'll see how it works up. I think it's going to be really pretty. I'm going to take my basic beanie pattern and kind of zhuzh it up and maybe make it a make it a slouchy hat, and I might put a design in it. I don't know yet. I'll figure something out. But I absolutely love this. This one, I used a purple, a gold, and I want to say spruce, like a dark green. And this is what came out of it. You see blues and you see golds and greens and purples. I mean, there's just a mixture of everything. It's gorgeous. And if I can get the pattern the way I want, I may go ahead and make kits and do, because it won't take a whole one of these to make a hat, and it won't take a whole one of the gold either. And so I may make some kits to make hats. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how I feel about writing the pattern out. Because I've written crochet patterns, but I haven't written very many knitting patterns because I'm not as seasoned in knitting as I am with crochet. I've been crocheting for years, but I've only been really knitting for a little while, and so I don't write patterns out for knitting objects. Words, Marissa, I can't today. It's Friday. You're supposed to be happy and have your crap together. And evidently I don't. This is what Monday should feel like, not Friday. But, yeah. I feel like this was a short video. I don't know I feel like I'm missing something. Like I'm supposed to be showing you something, and I don't remember anything. Showed you Connor's blanket. I showed you. I've got more yarn that is drying, and I've got some more that is soaking that I'm gonna wash and put up. So by the time you see this video, I should have more stuff out in the shop. So I would keep a lookout, because I've got some really pretty ones coming in. I've played with speckling, and whenever the speckles hit, or the dye hit, I let it soak like that for just a minute and then blended it, and it came out really, really pretty. And so I can't wait to see it when it's dry. I'm excited. But there's nothing else, I guess. I got everything. Alright, I guess this is a short video. I hope y'all have a lovely week. If you have any questions about anything, let me know in the comment section. And like I said, if you can't access Ravelry for whatever reason, let me know, and I will put all the links and stuff in the description box down below. And make sure, because I want to, if you want whatever link, whatever information I have, if you want it, I want to make sure that you can get it. And so I will be sure to put it in the description box if anybody needs it. Okay. I think I'm done. Y'all stay crafty. And I will see you later.